unfortunately, there's more trouble ahead. So what does this mean for Bitcoin? Well, let's find out. You're not going to like this. Germany officially enters into a recession. Okay, U.S. has been in a recession already. But Powell and his buddies refuse to acknowledge it, saying that, yeah, we may go into recession, but we're not in recession. No, our GDP's been falling for quite some time, for over a year now. And Germany's GDP just went into the negative. So that's horrible. Went from 0 to negative 0.3%. So you never want to really see negative GDP, right? But of course, Germany was very dependent on Russian gas, and they had to figure out a way to survive without Russia. So that probably made things worse for them, right? But they're a huge economy, and if Germany is entering recession, does that mean others will follow? It's still trying to battle inflation, right? Trying to bring inflation down by raising more rates. And when you have these rates going up and these rate hikes, well, that makes people poor. That makes businesses poorer, right? And that's why you have recessions. So if you're in a country that's in deep recession and you still have elevated levels of inflation, well, then you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I don't know what the central bank's going to do to offset it other than to just print more money, right? And that's hopefully not the case, because it's just an endless circular death spiral, right? And we don't want to see that. Again, because of the same reason, because we need to print more money, right? And that's why someone like Robert Kiyosaki keeps saying that the U.S. is just broke. Politicians debating raising 30 trillion U.S. debt limit. Bad comedy. Facts are U.S. bankrupt. Unfunded liabilities such as Social Security are over 250 trillion. Financial market derivative assets measured in quadrillions, thousands of trillions. WTF, buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Those numbers are crazy, right? But the U.S. has been bankrupt for a long time, if you think about it. That's why we have $31 trillion worth of debt. We have $31 trillion worth of debt. There's no savings. It's not like we have more savings than debt. No, we have no savings at all, right? So if you're talking to like a normal person that says, yeah, I have $100,000 worth of debt and I have no savings, well, that person is basically considered bankrupt, right? Well, not really. There's still income coming, right? But if the income stops, then they would be, right? That's the situation the U.S. is in. Yes, there's still income coming in from taxes, right, and other sources. But if that ever stops, the country is bankrupt, because we basically have no savings and we have to keep borrowing money and printing more money to sustain ourselves, right? That's a horrible thing. That's why, again, we have Bitcoin. Dubai is about to launch their Bitcoin tower. There's just crazy things happening in Dubai right now. So I'm wondering how glamorous this Bitcoin tower is. A lot of Bitcoiners move to Dubai because there's no income tax. They're very pro-crypto. But I'm wondering what marvelous building will go up, the Bitcoin tower. Right? And they're not the only country. Of course, El Salvador is building their Bitcoin city, and they're opening up the volcanic mining, right, for Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of countries are very pro Bitcoin, very pro innovation, unlike this country because of Gary Gensler. Now, there's also some controversy too. That video that was swirled around, right, from CCTV about Hong Kong retail investors being able to buy crypto, well, that was removed, supposedly, people are guessing, because CZ called it a big deal and it blew up on Twitter. That could be one reason. Or within there, they also talked about a Solana-based meme coin that turned out to be a pump and dump scheme. I think it's the latter. They probably realized there's so much attention and they didn't want to feature this whatever Solana-based meme coin. I don't know which one it is, but this is not false news. In fact, OKX already opened up Cardano trading and several other trading, right? Several other coins. for Hong Kong individuals. So obviously, this is fact. Okay, this is still coming June 1st. You're going to have like 8 million people that will be allowed to buy crypto in Hong Kong. And plus institutions will be able to buy too. So it's still absolutely big. So again, you have trouble in some areas, but you have other areas, other countries that's fully embracing, right? This is the start of something huge. Absolutely huge. And Cardano and Avalanche and Polygon and, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they may get a huge cash injection come June 1st. Well, there's a couple of levels for Bitcoin, right? What are those levels? Well, let's take a look. Yesterday when I was having my Twitter Spaces, a couple TA guys chimed in and said, well, Bitcoin's going to fall to 25 or go fall to whatever, right? Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But right now, Bitcoin is pressed right against two levels, right around 26.2, and that's the 111 DMA and 200 DMA. Interesting. But if we fall, then there's a couple other levels right around 22, the 365 DMA and 200 DMA. Right? So there's a lot of levels. These are all based on moving averages of what has happened before. Does it mean it has to happen? No. But you know what? Sometimes they do, because there's a lot of programmed bots or programmed patterns that people recognize. So they tend to, trade according to what has happened before or what's recognized or what the signal means and all this stuff, right? It's kind of human nature, but with a lot of macro stuff happening, with Hong Kong possibly opening up, no, not possibly opening up, right? Cash injections, they throw all this out the window. Okay, the lines could say whatever they want, but whatever Bitcoin does, it does. Even if you don't believe any of the macro stuff, and whether or not they have anything to do with Bitcoin, well, then believe in this. The 4-year cycle, right? The halving event. And every single time we have a halving event, right, we find a bottom, and then we move forward. I mean, this is the way, right? This is the way, as Mandalorian would say. And you know what? It's pretty clear. Bitcoin always forms a new high, forms a new higher low, right, and continues forward according to plan. Nothing has really deviated right now because of diminishing returns, because the growing market cap. You're not going to have the same kind of exponential growth. First halving event, we had a 360x growth, right? Then you had 68x growth. Then you had an 8x growth, right? So this time around, where we go have, I don't know, right? This is from the halving event, by the way, not from the bottom. So we're not even at the halving event. But this time around, who knows? Maybe Bitcoin will be at 50,000 by the halving event, right? Then even a 5x from 50,000 is 250,000. So that's certainly possible within this next cycle, right? So again, something to look forward to. This is why I am bullish on Bitcoin.